Hey guys, this is EBPMAN, and it's been 24 hours since I've had the Nintendo Switch, and I wanted to just share my impressions of this new gaming device. So guys, it's been 24 hours later that I've been using the Switch, and I just wanted to share with you a couple of things that caught me by surprise. The first is that there's no Bluetooth. And at first I said, I can live without it. But I've been not having a corded headset for a very long time. And if I'm using this on the train, if I'm using this in the car as a passenger, or even around the home, and I don't want to bother the person that's next to me, I have to have a corded headset. Why did Nintendo have wireless controllers but not wireless audio? Why? That's my first gripe. My second gripe about the Switch is game availability. Really, the only game that is worth having is Zelda. Now, there's the 1-2 Switch type game as well, and there's Bomberman, but really, I think that the most popular game and the must have game is going to be Zelda. So, when you pick up something like this that is so anticipated, the actual gaming options are very limited. So, that was something that was really disappointed. But I will tell you, at least Zelda is a fantastic game. So, it's kind of like a negative, but with a positive, because the best game I think they already have, and I just hope that the other ones live up to the hype. So now let's talk about gameplay. I think I prefer probably this mode the best. It's kind of like a giant PSP. Screen is gorgeous, it's large, and it goes from 720p in this mode to 1080p when you put it in the cradle that shoots the image to the TV. And I haven't really noticed any lag. I have used the controllers wirelessly as well, and I think that the wireless is one of my preferred modes if I were not to have it connected to the Switch screen itself, especially that's what you have to do when you have it in the cradle. It does come with that adapter that makes it almost like a PSP remote or an Xbox remote. That works well, but I kind of been getting used to the wireless mode and how comfortable it is to not have your hands next to each other, as if you were playing a game, and being able to have them wirelessly. So good gameplay, great resolution. Oh, and by the way, don't freak out about the 720p because at this size screen, 720p is great. It does really well, and I've had no problems with clarity, visibility, or even the graphics itself. Now, the next thing I wanted to talk about is this memory card. Now, that memory card is pretty small, and the first thing that I started thinking about is, what happens if my dog gets a hold of it? What happens if my nieces or nephew, which are small, get a hold of it and put it in their mouths? Well, Nintendo has coated the actual card with a very bitter, I would say, chemical that as soon as you put it in your mouth, the thing is like nasty, like you want to vomit nasty. So those of you who are curious, I challenge you, go ahead and put that little game cartridge in your mouth and tell me how it tastes. The next thing I wanted to talk about was battery life, and I've been getting around just a little bit over 2 hours. Brightness hasn't been super bright. I've been playing indoors, and I've been playing Zelda for the most part. So just a little bit over 2 hours, not the extensive battery life that they've been talking about from a spec perspective, but I've been seeing a little bit over 120 minutes. And then if I am having it in a docking station, the neat thing about it is that it charges at the same time, so I don't really have to think about do I charge it or not. So putting it in the docking station, it starts charging, and then I just take it with and put it in the package as I go. Now, another thing is, if you are running low on battery, Nintendo actually put some thought into this. If you're running low, it almost has like a reserve. It will not die out to where it's dead. It will die out to the point where it can save your game and data. So if it powers down, don't freak out because it's going to keep your data and you're not going to lose anything. When you put it back in the charging crate, it will start charging and you'll be able to have access to the game, but it doesn't just die like a PC and then you lose your place. So that's a pretty good thumbs up for Nintendo. Now, the next thing has to do with battery packs. While you're getting a little bit over 120 minutes actual play time, at least with Zelda, one of the things I found very useful is to carry a battery pack like this. So having a battery pack, you can connect it to this device and then use the USB-C cable to charge your Nintendo Switch. So my recommendation, invest in one of these. The last thing I want to mention is that invest in an SD card because the device only has 32 gig. If you look at downloading games onto the Switch, you're going to be using up a lot of space fast. Zelda, as an example, is 13 gig. So, and as more games start becoming available, you'll want to be able to have that card there to be able to give you extra storage so that you can store your games. So the last question about the Switch is it really worth it? Is it worth the hype? I have to say that I think that Nintendo has a winner here. I like the portability, I like the gameplay, I like the screen, I like the fact that I can go from portable to console really easily, and it's like that, just a second. Overall, my experience has been really good with Zelda, no issues. I know that some people have been saying that they're seeing hardware problems at this point with the Switch, especially the early adopters. This is an actual retail model that I picked up at a local big box retailer. I have had no issues whatsoever. So if you're considering a Switch and you just be mindful about the Bluetooth, which to me is the most significant thing, then you're good. It's a great gaming device, and I love the ability to be able to go from portable to console mode, and it's just within a second. If you have any comments or questions, leave it in the comment area below. Don't forget to like the video, and as always, don't forget to share and subscribe.